because first we did this course. I don't know if at the time was called Become the One or Self-Conscious Dating Mindset. And there I realized that it's not about labeling other people and saying what you want from other people, but actually who you are, where do you want to be, what are your values, what are your boundaries, the non-negotiables. And it was so eye-opening to me that later on when you said we can work together further if you want, and I said yes. Because if only in those, I think it was only like 4 weeks or something, we achieved so much. I wonder what else can be done in 3 months. For me, I felt so safe, Sumru. I felt really, so you were really listening, taking care of me, not giving me a list of like pre-factor. I don't know now the word in English, but it's not like pre-made. Everything was tailor-made for me. So you really listen to what I needed, and you develop each module. That each time I read it, and I thought, oh, okay, it felt like written for me because it was written for me. So I think this is something I really, really appreciated. And your meditations, the ones that you sent me, I felt all your love and all your care and dedication. They were very soothing and sometimes confronting, I have to say, but a lot of self-realization. And if you're treating me like that, how should I be treating myself? Like I have to treat myself better as well. I think the part of self-respect is something I never worked on before. You work on self-love, self-care, self-this, self-that. But working on respecting yourself was something new. It was a new concept that opened up so many questions on how I am treating myself. And this is something I go back to, where you establish your limits. So it's really, really, really important. As I said, the self-respect was something quite important that made that click. And I remember when I was doing the exercises, I was doing them, many of them, as if they were for others again, like what I wanted from others. And you remind me, like, no, Patricia, this is about you, like me, because I have this tendency on focusing on others. How can I help others? How can I respect others? How can I love others? How can I forgive others? And it was, no, Patricia, this is about you. So I think for a couple of weeks I was doing the exercises, let's say, all wrong, because I was focusing on others instead of focusing on my work. This is for my transformation. I don't have the power to transform anybody else. I think it was the awareness of my thoughts, the awareness on how much time I was cutting up myself with thoughts that were not useful. And I'm also a yoga teacher. So we went through this process before in the yoga teacher training, but that was a reminder of what I was telling to myself. And I keep working on it. It's not that, ta-da, because our mind has its own way. So it's something I keep working on catching up the thoughts I'm having. Yes, especially with my family, I developed so much compassion for myself, for others. During that period is when the forgiveness process started for myself, for my mom, for my dad, and it really started to flourish, all that feeling of gratitude towards what I got from my family. Instead of focusing on what I didn't get, I started focusing on what I got. And even the gifts that I didn't want, how they have become part of who I am now, of what I'm doing now, how I'm behaving now. So at the end, they're all gifts. Some, you don't like the wrapping of the gift, but it's I think that was one really big thing, and also keep practicing that, because there's new people in life, new challenges, new presents that you get that you don't expect. And it's good to unwrap them and see what they are there for. I would recommend it to any person who's seeking personal growth and is scared of being hurt. Because some people don't go down that route because they are scared of finding out who they are, what they want. Maybe they don't want certain relationships, or, you know, when you change, things change around you. But I felt so safe with you, and you always have the right answer, the right way of saying things. You communicate so well. When, for instance, there's a difficult message that something trigger you to trigger me, and I'm not going to give the specific situation, but I remember one thing was really triggering for me, and I wanted to communicate and say something, but I could not find the right words. But some people call it the shit sandwich, because you say good, bad, good. But it wasn't like that. It was all kindness all the way, but still putting the message out there without blaming at all the person and without finger pointing. And I thought that was okay. That's possible. But you know, that way of communicating was possible, and it's so efficient. It's really effective because you tune down all the noise in your own head, and perhaps in the other person's head. I don't know, but that's, you know, is not our thing. But at least you can thank the person and still dismiss the person if it doesn't serve you in your life. Or I would recommend it, and I think maybe it's also good for men that they because in my path of healing and growing both, I find more women than men. I don't know why, but I think it would be something really interesting to be done by men. And really, any kind of person. I cannot say for anybody that has a little itch or something that they want to make their relationship with themselves better. Maybe it's a person who feels guilty all the time, or maybe it's a person who's helping others all the time, or neglecting oneself, or someone who has conflicts all the time at work, or conflicts with the family, that something is not working, and wants to solve it. Or because then you will find out why and things that you can change. Or to someone that just wants to explore more and go to a deeper level of knowing oneself. Yeah. Many things, but I think what I said before, that with you is so easy because there cannot be misunderstandings, because everything is clear. And if I don't understand something, I can say it. And you have, you know, this capacity of reading through the lines, between the lines, and answering. And also, if I, for instance, get triggered by something that you say, because in the moment where I am, I can also tell it to you. And there's no, there is this safe space where we can tell each other anything, always with respect, of course, but to have this clarity, this I heard from someone else, that clear is kind. And when you're clear and you're kind and you're not seeking confrontation, is so this, I'm going off topic completely now, but but it's something that you have. I think that's one of your powers, that you can really find that switch in the person and redirect not the conversation, is the perspective that person has in life. You can change that perspective.